My next guest says, get ready for $1,700 gold in the new year. Joining us today is Vince Lanci of Echo Bay Partners. Vince, welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining us for our Outlook.
Nice to see you again, Danielle. Thank you.
So gold and silver had a good week as we're wrapping up December here. Vince, how do things look set up for you right now?
Well, about a month ago, we had a conversation off air, and I said that I believe 1,700 is easily on the radar. And, the last month has been, nail biting, to say the least. But the last 3 days have reaffirmed my commitment for a much higher market by the end of 2018.
So what's convincing you now? Offline, you were telling me you could see gold hitting 1,700 in 2018. That's a big jump from the levels we're at right now.
Yeah, it is, and there's I'll just get right to the point. We're making, the year's not over yet, higher lows for the year. So look at it that way. And so that did not dissuade me, but the recent behavior certainly made me a little bit nervous. But if you look at the last 3 days' behavior, there's something very telling in there and reaffirms my bullish stance. I am long physical at this moment, looking to get longer on strength. Over the last 3 days, 2 days, let's see, Monday, pardon me, I want to look at a note here. Okay. On Monday, we had a lower close and a decrease in open interest. That's longs getting out. On Tuesday, we had a market that made new lows and rallied off the lows, and open interest decreased. That was a short covering rally. But yesterday, with the massive move we had a 10,000 contract increase in December. That's very unusual. That's an over 2.3% increase in open interest in the rally. And that comes on the heels of the day before people getting out. That's not common, but when it does happen, it's a sign that either A, asset allocators are now coming into the market and shorts are getting stopped out as they were 2 days ago, or B, you have prop traders positioning themselves for asset allocators coming in. The point is we are now back in a safe area between 1250 and 1275. The 1,700 call that I believe is going to come to fruition is on the table. Above 1275, as ironic as it may be, I will double down on a momentum bet, looking for 1,700 over the next 11 months.
So if we're seeing this interest again in gold, what about it is making it appealing to people?
Well, I think what you do have is you have a mechanical investment procedure. At the end of the year, people are recommended to allocate this amount of money to gold, this amount of money to oil, and those allocations come into the market in the form of futures. And you're seeing that now, and that happens every year. How big an allocation determines how big the initial investment rally, as opposed to last year, not 1,700, is because, ironically, of products like Bitcoin. There's a hole in the bucket that is fiat currency, and that hole is being represented and expressed in the valuation of products like Bitcoin. Now, gold hasn't appreciated, and that's been very disappointing, I'm sure, to precious metals and species.
Vince, I just want to look back the past year and look at gold's trajectory here. I think a lot of people do give it a hard time, but if we look at the context it was living in, a strong US dollar, rallying equities, the metal still did well amongst the commodities. It was the shining star in the commodity space, up anywhere between 9 and 12% for the year, depending on the day we're looking at here. How did you see gold's performance this year?
Well, disappointing, as I was more bullish, but to your point, with such low volatility compared to other commodities and a rate of return between 9 and 12% year over year, how can you complain about a store of wealth that actually goes up? That if you needed to sell it on any given day, it would be within 1% of where it was the day before. So yeah, I mean, gold is, I wouldn't call it a commodity, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but gold is a store of wealth. It has been remonetized, even though governments won't admit it. Gold is the best risk reward product as 2017 has shown.
So bringing it home now, Vince, if 1700 is in the cards for you in 2018, gold a buy here?
Between 1250 and 1275, trade the range. Above 1275, get long. Above 1305, mortgage the house and get longer. How's that?
Sounds good, Vince. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks so much for having me. Good to see you.
Happy holidays, and thank you for watching. We'll have more as part of our Outlook series.